everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears have had a great season and want to find a way to continue that by picking up win number 11 on the year. It's the Rams going up against the Bears. No question, snowy and miserable is the forecast for Soldier Field in Chicago. As we check in with our soldiers, that's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, we thank you. Well, the Windy City has been brought to its knees by this recent snowstorm, but we are still playing football at Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And the way they played last week defensively, you look at the tape, it looks like they had extra guys on the field, and they thoroughly shut down that offense.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Rams, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Here comes the D swarming to the line. They go play action here on first down. He's got time. Great protection. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, L.A. Robert Woods, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. Boy, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. In motion, the tight end. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That play almost seemed like a baseball play. See ball, hit ball. But in this case, see guy with ball, tackle guy with ball.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And it's complete. The tight end, Deion Sims. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. Deion Sims, 81 yards. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
One play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Dashing through the snow. He's at the 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, L.A. A great play there. 101 yards. And the Rams have taken the lead.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking out some there.
So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Out comes the Rams defense now as they get ready for the next possession. Obviously a close game from the defensive standpoint. Maybe don't want to blow it too much out of proportion, but how important is this drive?
I think it's huge for them because they've got to find a way to help out their offense, whether it's doing it themselves, taking the ball away and scoring, or setting their offense up in a good position to give them a chance to fully be back in this game.
And sometimes that defense triggers the offense. We'll see. Give them a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. On 2nd down, here's Carr. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And ready now for 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Carr. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and it's 4th down. Now the Bears' 6th-round pick in 2014, Pat O'Donnell on to punt. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Shift together here from the D-line.
Let's go! 3-19!
On 2nd down, here's Goff. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. Defense showing blitz.
Here we go. Green 39.
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes, because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do, and if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try to block you? Are you going to try to elude it? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean to the ball carrier and finished off the play.
They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
That's pulled in at the 32. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bears take over. And the Rams defense, they make their way back out there now. They did their job last go-around, forced the punt, hoping for more of that here.
They got off the field. That's exactly what they wanted to accomplish. Get off the field, turn the ball over to their offense, and kick back and enjoy a little bit of water and rest before they have to go back out there again.
Back out there now, hoping to hurry up and get more water and rest.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. Caught left side to Crabtree. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now Carr. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Aaron Donald in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Right side complete. That's Woods. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
2nd down now after the pass completion. Back live now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out.
Here we go. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So it'll be first down here after the run.
Let's go.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, there they went blitz defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you credit, but his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps. And that play finished off really, really well. Well conceived, well designed, and even better executed.
Derek Morgan in on the stop.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
Nickelback added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Now Goff. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken in at the 22. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
On 1st down, Carr going up top. And that is caught. Oh, what a catch at the 5-yard line. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Gold to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, he shifts past him. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time out they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover, and wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Here's Goff now on 2nd down. Finding time. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Akeem Hicks in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
Big sack on 2nd down. Now the offense needs to convert here on 3rd. The one running back is Gurley. So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Here's Goff. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Johnny Hekker now as he's on to punt for L.A.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel, 87 yards. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. But it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Now Gold for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. A reminder coming up at halftime while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box. We'll be sending you to Orlando where Larry Ridley will have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Send me to Orlando, please.
Don't be so soft. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And Charles, a couple extra defensive backs in here on 3rd and 1.
Not expecting them to run it at all.
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. Deep drop, and this is going to be incomplete. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. And now it's 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now. They made it very difficult.
Here's Johnny Hekker now. He's been terrific so far. This is fielded at the 7. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Derek Carr getting ready to go again on offense. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
Carr. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And they're going to speed things up here. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Fighting him off. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. Carr throwing on second down. Under pressure, they got him again. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Rams go nickel here defensively on third. Now Johnson. And some room to work. There goes Duke Johnson. Touchdown, Chicago. Duke Johnson, 79 yards. And the Bears will add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. First down, gone. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they'll get him down here at the 23. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. Surveying the field. He's going to look deep down the field. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points rather than the 3 that you just noted that you feel like you already have. Be aggressive, go after it, and try and get those points.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
Here we go. Wide and yank.
On the handoff, this is Howard. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Watch left. Stop right there. We ready?
On second down, here's Carr. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Throwing his car on third down. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Pass interference. Defense.
So pass interference, and partner with all the rule changes, it is hard to be a defender in the pass game.
Brandon, is tough in college. It's a lot harder in the NFL. You can't touch them after 5 yards downfield. You can't touch them while the ball's not in the air. You can't touch them at all until the ball is at the receiver's hands. Very difficult to be a defender in today's NFL.
His pass caught at the 4. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Field goal unit not out there. They want 6 before halftime. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Jordan Howard as time expires in the first half. And the Bears will extend their lead. And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
And his kick is good. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome.
Hey, Charles, you give me a water. Jeez, Chuck, they cut off the halftime show again. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll begin the drive with Howard. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Partner, I think the easy thing now would be to just abandon the run and start throwing the football at all costs. But I've been in so many games where it doesn't work running the ball. It doesn't work running the ball. And then something pops, and now you get something going. I'm not so sure to just abandon your game plan this early in the second half.
And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. He'll get 2 yards back, but it's going to leave him with a long 3rd and 13.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. Well, they've gone backwards so far in this series, 3rd and 13. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side.
Here we go.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. He's got time in the pocket, and that is incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time, and it's 4th down. And no move to pull Carr and the offense off. They're going to go on 4th down. Here we go on 4th down with Carr. Finding Gabriel complete. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40. It'll be a 20-yard gain on the play. And they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. They'll get 19 yards there. And it'll be a Chicago first down.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the third quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan, been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game. And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain. Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Carr to throw on second down. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. Here's Carr to throw. Caught right side. It's Jeffrey. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Carr. It finds Crabtree for the completion. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to. There's almost always someone there, able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. First down and goal. The offense knocking on the door. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Bears will add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripted 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Second down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. Here's Goff now on 2nd down. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion. And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. 3rd and long. It's Goff. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45.
When I watched Jared Goff on tape at Cal, I saw a guy who wasn't just a dart thrower. You know, a lot of people said, he's perfect for the West Coast offense. I always thought he could do a little bit more, and that was the reason why. He can push it downfield. He has a good, strong arm.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. The one running back is Gurley. Gone. He's got time. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this thing down deep into Chicago territory. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you've got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run. Making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle. No running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
So that drive spanned 5 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Rams defense, we watch them get set to go. And maybe for them at this stage, it's sort of put up or shut up time. They need to stop trailing here.
Oh, I'm with you totally on that one. They've got to go out there now and put an end to what's been going on in this ball game where they've just given up points, got pushed around, so to speak, during this contest. They've got to find a way to end it right here, right now.
Can they end it? Let's find out. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Now at Soldier Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. 7 consonants, 1 vowel. Here's Juszczyk. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, partner, but on 2nd and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a first down.
Again to Howard running left. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Second down following the run. They come out here in the eye. And they'll go on the ground. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
They come up in an offset eye. To throw his car. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And he is going to lose yardage here. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he's on to punt for Chicago. Averaging over 50 yards of punt so far as this one's away. And this will be taken at the 13. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big. But sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
On second down, here's Goff. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Second down now after the incompletion. They'll come out in the pistol. Back to the air. Goff on second down. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. And able to find Dorsett. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Goff on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. So a big development here. Goff is out. And they'll turn things over here to the backup to see if he can dig him out of this hole. First throw now for the backup, Bortles. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target. And it's 3rd down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
Play action. Now it's Bortles. Finding time. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
Now Bortles, got to have this one. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bears will get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The Rams defense getting ready to go again. Yeah, this is an afternoon that they're going to want to forget pretty quickly.
And that's going to be hard for them to do because they still have to go watch film. And so someone's going to point out all the errors, but you're exactly right. Can they set that aside and get themselves geared up for a better performance down the road?
Maybe some of them at least have dinner to look forward to with their families after this one.
Well, I've got dinner to look forward to with you, and I know who's buying.
Yep, not me. And now they're in the hurry-up.
We ready? Ready.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Offense working with a 3rd and 13 still left. They come out here in the eye.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw.
Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Again, left side to Howard. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Trying the right side with Howard. And he stopped immediately there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Carr going to look to throw. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 yards on the run there, but it'll leave him with a definite 3rd and long on the horizon. Well, partner, there's something special about a game in this.